Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday evening. Um, Over here on the East Coast. So, guys, do me a favor as you jump on, drop your city and state, like it, share it, tag somebody. Um, Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm gonna share this thing to a couple of groups as well, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get started. Hope you had a good day today. Hope you had a productive day. Kind of chilled out for a little while today, man. Later on had the grandkids over, and it was their first dip. It was their first dip in the pool, so it was a little cool out here for them, but they still had a good time. But all in all, had a good day today. So like I said, as you jump on, um, like it, share it, tag some people, let them know relation. And if you check this out, if you happen to check this out, I'm going to be talking about what is financial literacy, what is financial education, excuse me, and why are more and more people realizing that they need it. I know for a long time, um, people were talking about, you know what, we need to keep all this stuff private. Don't talk about how much money you're making. Don't talk about how much money you need. Don't keep it all private. And what I've learned, because I was taught that in a sense as well. And what I learned is that the less you talk about what you want or need or want more is going to be to get it. See, in order for us to be able to have what we want, we have to understand how important it is to attract what we want. But anyway, so I want to share with you, because if you look in the Webster's dictionary, or if you look on social media, uh, Google or anything, if you Google financial education, you won't find it. You won't find financial education. What you will find though is financial literacy, and it's all over the place. People setting up definitions for financial literacy, financial literacy, financial literacy. But I want you to understand something. Before you can become financially literate, you have to become financially educated. And um, for the definition of financial literacy, and don't mind that definition of financial literacy is defined as the ability to manage your finances, the ability to budget your money, and also the ability to invest, to grow your money. That's what the definition of financial literacy is. But before you can get to that point, before you can become financially literate, you have to become financially educated. And that means that you have to understand how money works. You have to understand that there are some pieces that go along uh, to put together the financial literacy. Nobody's going to become financially literate if they don't have the money. It's not going to matter. It don't matter how much you budget your money. It's not going to matter. You don't have doing what you want to do with your money. But we need to understand the importance of creating emergency funds and lowering our taxes. We need to understand the importance of good credit and how credit works, the ability to leverage our credit, and how to purchase a home, how to purchase a vehicle, um, how to invest our money, and the importance of actually building something. I say build a business. That's what I say, because you're going to build a business for somebody in your lifetime. If you're working a job, you will build a business for somebody. The question is it going to be for yourself? It's amazing how there's a lot of people out here that don't have a problem with working for 20, 30, or 40 years for a company to get 40% of their retirement, but they have a problem with working those same 30 or 40 years and building a business simultaneously for 5 to 10 years to create something. Some people say, well, that's too long. But the 40 years is not too long. There's a lot of people out here who really don't understand how money works. And then for the ones who don't understand, we find ourselves listening to people who think that financial literacy is about making more money. It doesn't matter how much money you make, but if you don't have a plan to keep that money, then you're going to be in the same sad, bad, broke situation. It's not about how much money you make, but but it's definitely about how much money you keep, how that money works for you, and how that money goes and lasts for generation to generation to generation to generation. A lot of people like to jump from pillows, okay? They like to jump from pillar to post. And let me go ahead. I'm gonna try to see if I can turn my Wi-Fi on. I'll be okay. A lot of people like to jump from pillar to post, and in doing so, what they've done is they'll move around from business opportunity to business opportunity, from job to job, never really putting down any roots and never understanding how money actually works. You know, even with the recent events over the last year, people losing their jobs and people losing hours and not having enough money to make ends meet. And then the government coming back around and putting all this money into our pockets. They're filling our pockets up with this stimulus money. And people are getting excited because they're saying, hey, you know what? I got X amount of dollars, from the government. They should be giving me this money. And, no, that's not what it's all about. And just so you understand, the government didn't give you this money because they love you, that they care about you, and they want you to be successful. They gave you this money so you can stimulate the country's economy. That's why they did that. And then in turn, they can stimulate the world's economy. Because I don't know if you ever heard this before, but it's been said that if America catch a cold or starts to sneeze, everybody catch a cold or something like that. If our economy goes down as a country, then the whole world is going to start to suffer. But I want to talk to you about your own economy. I want to talk to you about the things that you can do to improve your very own economy. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, hopefully by the end of this broadcast, you'll understand that you have your own economy and that it's important that you take control of your own economy. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything, but I'm definitely here to tell you and share with you some information that's hopefully it's going to make some sense to you. Because see, there's a lot of people out there who are going to tell you some things that really don't make sense. They're going to shove it down your throat and they're going to tell you that it's making sense, but it ain't making sense. Okay? It's not making sense. But here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. What I want you to understand is this. Everybody got an idea. They think they got an idea of what financial literacy is, but not a lot of people know about financial education. So I'll tell you a little bit about my company. My wife and I, we founded this company. Actually rebranded the company back in 2019. We've been in business since about 2016, and we have taken the opportunity to hone in on our skill set and our craft. We've taken the opportunity to hone in on our skill set and our craft. And what that means is we've been educating about finances for the last 5 years. From that, we have shown people how to build businesses. We've shown people how to start building business credit profiles. We show people how to manage their finances, how to do financial plans. We've showed all types of things. But the biggest thing is what people don't know about finances, right? So let's talk about some strategies. And this is some of the things that a lot of people don't understand. Doesn't matter how you make your money, how you decide to get your money, whether it's through a job, being self-employed, starting a business. There's several people start several businesses. A lot of people start a lot of jobs, but they start several businesses, and they make their money that way, or they may be investing, whether it's in the stock market or in real estate. Doesn't matter how you make your money. Whatever way you decide to make your money, you got to understand that you got to have a proven strategy to make your money work for you. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know. And if they do know, they're not getting it. Check it out. If you got a job, the IRS says that 80% of the people out there who work on a job, they're overpaying taxes. They are overpaying taxes. What our company teaches you that if you have a job, a W-2, it shows you how to correctly fill out that W-4. That's the form that you have to fill out when you first get your job. Now, like I said, in most cases, people have it filled out incorrectly. We've seen people go and increase their cash flow just by correcting their W-4 anywhere between $100 to $800 a month. Imagine what an additional $800 a month can do for your household. And this don't just apply to people who got jobs. This applies to people who have retired as well. If you're retired and you get money taken out your retirement, this can happen for you as well. But it's much more than just correcting your W-4 or adjusting your W-4. You got to understand that once you do that, there's a responsibility that goes along with it. See, it's about over 60% of people out there don't have at least $1,000 in their emergency fund to fund an emergency. To see the difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is having the money to pay for something that happens at a spur of a moment. You riding down the highway and you get a flat tire. You need to have the money to repair that flat tire, or else you ain't going to work. That's an emergency, okay? So you got to have that. And the goal is you want to build a large emergency fund, at least 6 to 12 months, in case something happens like what happened last year and people were out of work. You have enough money to sustain you, enough resources to sustain you till you get back on your feet, okay? Understand that if you have an emergency and you have the money, it's just an inconvenience. But if not, you're looking for people to borrow the money from. Now, here's the deal. What you need to understand is this. If you can correct your W-4, now the whole idea is to keep your money. If you understand that there's people out there talking about this, famous people that's talking about it. And I'm gonna do some name dropping, There's a lady out there out of Chicago, Illinois. Her name is Dr. Lynn Richardson. She's been talking about having a home-based business for years. There's a couple other people out there that talk about home-based business ownership, but she's one of the famous people that talk about, having a home-based business. And the reason why she talks about it is because there's tax advantages to home-based business ownership. As a home-based business owner, you got hundreds of tax deductions, legal tax deductions. But as a person that just has a job, you may have 3, 4, maybe 5 tax deductions that you can write off. Well, what I want to show you is the opportunity to take this audit-proof software that we got to write off some things that you're gonna be able to pay for anyway. You're gonna pay for it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then as a business owner, you can start writing it off. Look at it. Cell phone. Everybody got a cell phone. Mostly everybody has a vehicle. Everybody eats, and we're gonna be traveling. And if you got a child, we can teach you how to travel, how to hire your child instead of just giving them allowance. And when you hire that child, now what happens is that is an expense that you can write off as wages. Just a strategy. Think about it. And you keep more of your money over time. A lot of people have this problem that nobody wants to really talk about it, and that's bad credit. A lot of people got bad credit, and they are ready right now to pay somebody right now to repair their credit. I'm gonna tell you, people think that financial education or good finances revolve around credit. And credit is an important part of it, but that's not just credit. It's a huge factor, but you got to think about it. It's more than just credit. See, 6 to 8 million people got poor credit. That means they're losing hundreds of $1,000s in interest to banks over a lifetime. But if you learn how to repair your credit, maintain your credit, build your credit, then you can actually go back and renegotiate high interest rates. You can keep more of your money. My credit score just went up 2 more points. Just by using the system that I started using 5 years ago. And we break it down to where people can understand how to stand on their own 2 feet. See, what happens is if you go out there and you pay someone to fix your credit, i.e., drop letters off to creditors, then what happens is without the education to understand how it works, you end up getting that thing done another 18 to 24 months, and you haven't learned anything. Also, when you're looking at debt, there's a lot of famous people out there talking about, you got to get out of debt. Debt is a curse. We're supposed to be the lender, not the borrower. And I know a lot of companies have wiggled their way into religious organizations, into churches, by that whole pretense and concept about debt is a curse. And debt is a curse. Debt does take our wealth. Debt robs our wealth. It's stressful. It stops us or slows our ability down to build wealth. But it ain't just debt. See, getting out of debt is great, but once you know what to do when you get out of debt, it's so much better. So before you can start eliminating debt, you got to understand how to manage your debt, and got to understand how debt plays a factor in your credit health as well. Debt to income ratio is a huge role in your credit health. Most people, if they learn how to get out of debt, their credit is going to increase by default. But at the same time, as they get out of debt, they end up having more money because the average person that's paying some debt, they're using about 25% of their income to pay that debt. And they're not paying it off, they're just paying on it. But when you have a debt elimination plan to manage it, lower it, and then eliminate it, now you can put more money in your pocket. Now, here's the part that I lose some people, because a lot of people don't want to build anything but a job for somebody else. And that's okay if that's what you want to do, but you got to expect to not expect anything. See, if you want to have some business income, if you want to have some business income, or some more cash flow coming in, another source of income coming in, you got to build a business. And the great thing about what we're doing is we're showing people how to do that by marketing certain products. Okay, we don't follow trends, we set trends. And the good thing about it is we got standalone credit repair system. We have standalone record keeping software. We have standalone travel systems. We got a standalone identity theft protection, roadside assistance, all these products that you can actually market to people who need these things. You can use them yourself as well. But things like this are going to be in your life. You're going to travel. You're going to have a vehicle. You need to protect your identity. You need to record your expenses, and you need to make sure you got good credit. So now we're showing you how to put yourself in a position to make more money as a business owner, okay? And then the last strategy is investment education. I want you to understand something. When you begin to understand what it means to plan your finances, to tell your money where to go before it even comes into your house, you're already a leg up. See, a lot of people never talk to a financial advisor or a financial planner. And because they haven't, they finally sit down and talk to somebody and they start telling them what to do with their money. What we want to do is we want to educate you on the terminologies and strategies so you'll be better prepared to talk to somebody, and your money will be able to go to work for you. See, it's not fun when you're struggling financially. You want to do something, you want to learn how to invest, but there's no education out there. You can't trust anybody. People are talking over your head. Now you could be better prepared and you could plan your life accordingly. Think about it. I'm gonna show you how you can get paid with this system, right? I'm gonna show you how you get paid with this system just by getting paid weekly. Share the information with someone. You're building the team, you're building the business, and you're gonna get paid weekly, okay? So I don't know anybody who can use an extra $3,000 to $15,000 a month residual. But you got to understand something. The whole idea is you got to apply these strategies to yourself. So as I come to a close, the financial education part has a lot to do, has everything to do with you building a business, with you understanding investing, with you learning how to repair your credit, lowering your expenses, eliminating your debt, and building some type of business income. And this is what we have to offer you, all right? This is what we have to offer you. We got some memberships that you can sign up for today for less than $100. Both memberships are less than $100. The first one is $39.95. You guys, you can get started. You can have your own business today for less than 40 bucks. And then 30 days later, it's only $34.95 a month for your membership. That's going to maintain your business, and it's tax deductible. Then you have another membership that is less than $100 to get started. It's going to have travel. It's going to have automated marketing, social media content, training. Guys, it's still tax deductible. And it's only $54.95 a month just to maintain your business. That's your overhead. How many people do you know who's able to start a turnkey business for less than $100 a month? Not a lot of people. And then on top of that, how many people do you know is going to start a business that's going to show them how to keep their money? That's what we're doing. Our product is financial education to show you how to keep more of your own personal finances. So we're national business builders, and our website is www.nationalbb.net. You can reach us at build@nationalbb.net, or you can call us at 803-848-0070. Also, check our events page, guys, www.nationalbb.net/events. As a matter of fact, we got an event coming up this Saturday, guys. So it's scrolling across the bottom right now. Make sure you RSVP to that event. And guys, make sure you follow us on our social media pages, okay? Make sure you follow us, because we are here and we're always sharing information. So I want you to understand something. If you don't understand financial education and how important it is to get yourself in the right frame of mind, here it is. You got to know what it is to have financial education. It's not just being financially literate. It's not just jumping on the first business opportunity or jumping on the first thing that comes along, or having 2 or 3 jobs. You got to understand why it is that people are struggling. People are struggling because they don't understand how finances work. And we're here to show you how money works. Hey, listen, I appreciate you for jumping on the call. If you've seen something that you like, make sure you get back with us. Drop a like, a share. Thanks everybody for jumping on. My name is Eric McKinley, and I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly about knowledge. I'll see you at the top, because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.